Team pick.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the broadcast. We are bringing you the Battle of Central Europe. This is the first round of the main event. We had some of the qualifier action yesterday, but this is the first part of the main thing. 16 teams fighting for the title in this one. 8 invited teams and then 8 teams that qualified yesterday. So should definitely be a good one. Some nice teams from Central Europe making their way in. We'll have TCN, Sedanolis from Romania, up against New Wave, who I believe is Serbian according to Join Dota. Should be a good one here for our first game today on Heflatv 1. But I'm not alone for this game. I'm joined by Bainchi once again. How are you doing, buddy?
Yeah, great. And, well, this should be an awesome game considering that I've seen quite a bit of TCN and they've always impressed every time I've seen them. Of course, New Wave, probably the underdogs in this matchup, but, well, they made it through this far, so hopefully they could show some awesome stuff.
Yeah, definitely. They've already earned their place here, so that's already a pretty good start for them in TCN. I would say they're one of the strongest teams, if not the strongest in this tournament. There are a couple around their level as well, so the winner of this match also goes on to face My Insanity, who are I believe they're also Serbian or Croatian, I actually forget which one, but anyway, the winner of this will face them. They got a default win in the first round, fortunately for them, unfortunately for the team they were against, so that's what's up. With this, the loser falls down the loser bracket. Not done yet. It is double elim. This is a best of 3 as well. And now that I've said all the format stuff, we can actually look at the picks. We're a decent way in. Invoker, Batrider taken out by TCN. New Wave, ban out Lycan, Treant. We've got a Marana, first pick for New Wave. And Doom Shadow Shaman up for TCN. So not the most typical first picks for TCN as we see the Shadow Demon added on to the Marana, which makes a lot of sense. But still strong picks nonetheless. You just don't see them first phase a lot of the time, I mean.
Yeah, so Doom first pick is a little bit interesting. Yes, he's a good hero in most situations. His Doom is possibly, it's always useful. It counters every hero. But at the same time, it's a little bit weird because he doesn't have a lot of stuns. He's generally just a pure, utility carry, so to say. Does a lot of damage and occasionally might pick up some nice items. So it's a little bit weird picking it up that early, but, well, hopefully it works for him.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's strong. It's hard for Doom not to have an impact. You can go as a one position carry. He's not the strongest one position, but you can also just farm up some aura items, and then along with that Doom, he provides more than enough to help you win some team fights. So we'll see how they do want to run him, whether it's more utility or hard carry. Jumping into the bans, we do have the Centaur taken out, which is a pretty good combination here with Shadow Demon, so no surprise there. And then the Viper taken out by New Wave, and, well, we will see the Marana Shadow Demon combo strong in an aggressive tri-lane potentially, or in just a defensive one with the Shadow Demon maybe roaming around. Marana is pretty self-sufficient, so Shadow Demon can roam around with under support if they do decide to play it that way, as opposed to just kind of going for a aggressive tri-lane and tying the Marana down there as well. I don't know, they've got a lot of options. And Shadow Shaman, also, he was a pretty vogue pick for a while, and he still is picked quite often, but not as highly regarded as he was. He was first banned first pick material in China for a while, and he makes his way in here very early. What do you think about taking him this early?
Well, basically, there's 2 ways we can play the Marana. The first way is that you pick up one part of the combo and force your opponent to ban and pick around that. The other way is you just simply pick up the combo. As in, Marana, she does counter with a lot of things, but Shadow Demon is possibly one of the better ways to do it, considering that you effectively can't stop it happening without some brilliant team support positioning. Where, you've got the Bane, which you can swap that Nightmare around. You've got other stuns, which are a lot smaller and harder to hit. Or the, time to hit the arrow is a lot harder.
I'd like to see TCN maybe go for one of the stronger defensive supports. Treant is probably the most picked one these days, but there is still the Dazzle, who is not picked as much as he was back when Empire ran that whole Dazzle Sword thing. That was ridiculous, but he's still quite good. But, well, go ahead and drop the Dazzle conversation, because they go for a Sand King here instead, and he's a good roaming partner for Shadow Demon, so kind of a deny pick at the same time, and just a solid support that can jungle effectively as well. It's all around brilliant. I've lauded the Sand King, my favorite support hero. I say that every time because he's just fantastic if you actually are able to play him efficiently. Some people like roam. If you roam and don't find kills with him, that's when he becomes a bit of a nuisance. Not a nuisance, but a liability, I mean to say, because you don't have the levels in Burrow Strike, you don't have the levels in Sandstorm to jungle either, so you had to play him efficiently to make it worthwhile, but you can also say that about pretty much any hero. I think this is one of the best supports in the game right now.
Yep. It is also worth noting that, talking about that Dazzle, the Dazzle would not be a bad pickup for New Wave themselves. Obviously, as in the Marana combos with the Shadow Demon, but so does the Dazzle. The Dazzle, with that to disruption, it spawns 2 illusions, meaning you can do huge amounts of damage with that heal, regardless of where they're positioned.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, it's It is another support that doesn't have a stun, but that's not the biggest deal because they do have the Shadow Demon set up and then a Mirana Arrow, so you already have a stun from one of your carries. But we do have a Templar Assassin, most likely going mid lane here. Really fun hero to watch, very aggressive, likes to get a ton of kills in the early game. And, well, we'll have to see if this one can actually just steamroll to victory here. Shadow Shaman needs to be very afraid of this TA if he can't find his disables because he will get absolutely blown up. Sand King, a little less so. He's slightly less squishy, but the Shadow Shaman needs to be very, very careful here.
Agreed, and well, the TA, we know why they banned out the Viper. The Viper makes TA's life a very much of a pain, and it's basically one of the few mids which completely counters that hero. But TA, he was popular. He's kind of maintained his position in the competitive scene over the previous patches. He's, a little bit squishy if you can catch him out, if you got your invis detection. Templar Assassin can be a bit of a liability, but, well, I'm sure at this level of play that whoever's going to be picking him up, I'm not sure who their mid player is on New Wave, obviously likes the TA.
Yep, definitely. And we have seen a bit of a transition away from what we've seen in recent months, which is mid-meta, and now it's kind of, that still is there. You do see the occasional Naga game and things like that, Morphling mid, but we've been going a lot more towards fighting mid heroes, and Templar Assassin, one of the best ones who's just kind of always been there, like you said. I mean, she never entirely fell out of the scene. There's some times where she's not picked that often, but she never falls completely out because no one really brings her style of laning presence with the refraction and side blades, and then the meld strike ability, and your Roshan's quite good as well. She's a very unique hero, and no one else really fills the same spot that she does. And, well, we do see an OD, which will probably be going mid to try and deal with the TA. TA doesn't care too much about losing mana, except refraction charges getting lost is kind of annoying, certainly, but OD really has no way to burn through refraction charges if they do get off.
Well, it is worth noting that, so while it might not be immediately obvious, OD is actually an okay counter Templar, as in Templar, she has a low range, at least at the beginning, meaning that OD can easily get that Astral Imprisonment off, and you got to remember that refraction, it was a while back, I can't remember exactly which patch, but that refraction did actually get a considerable nerf in the amount of mana it costs. It costs 100 entire mana, and Templar Assassin is not really doesn't really have the greatest mana pool to begin with. She is an agility hero, obviously.
Yep, and we actually see a Nyx Assassin, a nice hero up against OD, and I don't know, they could maybe try and dodge this lane if they want to give that TA an easier time. We do see the occasional tri-lane farming TA, not very often. It is almost always mid because you do want the levels in refraction and things like that. But we'll see if they do try to work around this in some way. The Nyx Assassin could theoretically go mid against the OD and not do too bad with his skill set, but still not a great matchup. OD just a fantastic mid hero. And we see the bans coming out. Dazzle taken out by TCN. Like you said, they're still looking for that support, likely for New Wave. Pairs pretty well with Shadow Demon, so they just go ahead and take that out. Tidehunter taken away by New Wave. And probably, I think that's a pretty decent ban. I mean, they have plenty of damage potential from their heroes, and they just want some more teamfight control with the Ravage, so that'll get taken out.
Yeah, and we do see that this last pickup is going to be coming in, and it's more than likely going to be their offlaner. Well, they do actually have another option. You could send the Outworld Devourer mid, have the Doom solo against whatever the offlane New Wave picks up, and having a very aggressive trial lane for Shadow Shaman, Sand King, and someone else.
Yeah, I do like that if they can actually find the lead. They go for a Razor, which could lead. We do see some Razor aggressive tri lanes. It does leave TCN's lanes a bit. I don't know. Let's see how they actually want to try and put this together. Razor's a very interesting hero. It fits. I don't know. There's no perfect spot for him in a lane, but if you put him in the right situation, I didn't word that right, but Razor by himself, it's not always gonna be a mid hero. You don't pick that hero as this is our mid hero. He fits in a lot of different ways depending on what heroes are around him. So let's see how they want to try and use this hero in this instance, and it's decent against a couple of these heroes. Decent against Shadow Demon, because no matter who you disrupt, I mean, you still keep on draining that damage, so that's pretty nice. And we see a Weaver last pick for New Wave, so there's going to be looks like New Wave might want to go aggressive here with a support Nyx Assassin maybe, which we don't see very often. I don't know. We'll have to see how they want to lane this. Normally, Weaver is the tri-lane hero, but looks like we're going to see maybe some dual roam here or something like that. Yeah,
as in the offensive Nyx Assassin in that offensive tri-lane, it is actually very underrated. He's got all that ganking ability. He's rather like a Sand King that, with slightly more nuke.
Yeah, definitely. He doesn't, I don't know, Burst Strike's probably a better spell at the end of the day, but Impale definitely does have its uses as well. A bit harder to hit, and then Vendetta as well. Oh, my chat's open for no reason, but both teams with some very interesting drafts, so I'm curious to see how they end up laning, and then obviously they'll have to adjust to each other wherever they do. It's going to be a little bit of magical lanes here for a little bit. I'm pretty sure of that, but we'll go and introduce the teams really quickly. For TCN, probably the favorites in this match, we've got Arise, their mid player taking that OD. Quicks will be up on the Razor, Verna on the Sand King, and that leaves Lion on the Doom, and where's the other hero? Oh, okay. Well, Shadow Shaman's already all the way down here, placing a ward. He's going to be played by Zizu.
And on the other side, we've got New Wave. They are the underdogs, but at the same time, well, hopefully they can produce something awesome in this table. We've got Rio playing on that Mirana. Looks like it's going to be an aggressive tri lane. Gashamons on the Nyx Assassin, or Gash Monster on the Nyx Assassin. Looks like he's a stand-in. Nino on the Shadow Demon. We got Bog, hopefully more than Bog standard, on Weaver, and NXL on Templar Assassin.
30 seconds.
Yep, and it's really hard for us to tell who's, especially for the side of New Wave, who's actually on their roster, because I have a list here of what Join Dota says, but I mean, they have no games listed on Join Dota, so I really have no idea who's actually on this team and who's just a stand-in. So we can't really trust anything Dota tells us right now as far as that's concerned. But well,
You can't handle the truth.
No, we certainly can't. Yeah, like you said, so the aggressive tri lane, we'll see how the Nyx pans out here. The problem is he does want his levels pretty badly, and if they don't succeed here in getting some kills, he will find himself pretty damn low on levels. That Vendetta's going to come up very slowly, so we'll see how that pans out. And it will be the OD versus TA mid. Not going to try and dodge that too heavily. And well, Zizu's hanging out bottom of the Shadow Shaman, and Razor's down here as well. So dual lanes potentially for TCN is Lion dodges the arrow and will grab the DD rune and just kind of move out of there. And well, is Doom just going to go into the jungle and then Sand King just farm this lane or something? That's what it looks like right now, kind of.
That can't happen. As in, that's the Sand King is going to be in so much trouble. Yeah. Surely they've got to realize that this is not going to be enough lane Nyx on their own. As you see on the bottom lane, there's a little bit of aggression onto Weaver. He's in a whole bunch of trouble. Bog isn't going to be able to get away though, but now this is going to be basically a 2 versus 1 situation. They've got a lot of nuke and a lot of lockdown. This could work out for them.
Yeah, once I get that Hex as well, it'll be a lot harder for this Weaver to stand around. They do have the Sentry Ward in place now, so level 1 Sakuchi not going to help out too much. He actually just pop it, but doesn't know that Sentry's up quite yet. And this will be down for quite a while, cooldown-wise, and Weaver
Doom in a bit of trouble.
Oh, he's just going to juke around, but oh, Nino's going to find him.
Are they going to get the disruption? Yes, they are. The arrow's going to be coming out. Can they get this first blood? Huge arrow coming out there. They don't have the Nyx though to group up, and Doom might be able to get out. He's got a lot of health. He's very tanky. That Scorched Earth helping him with that extra regen, and he's going to be fine, but his farming has been disrupted.
I do apologize for the overlay that was up. I am not on my A game today. It's been very confusing so far, but shouldn't do that. Overlay's down now, so apologies for that. Not my best work, as Lich would say, but we'll move on to the game back now. Haven't missed too much of that much. I mean, there weren't any kills at least, so at least there's that. Well, I say that, and then mid lane, they find the arrow with the disruption, and first blood goes to the TA.
And as always, this is one of the issues you have with the Mirana, or when you're playing against the Mirana, I mean, is that arrow is always available. It's only costs 100 mana, and it's on a pretty low cooldown, only 17 seconds.
Yep, definitely. And yeah, this is the problem with OD primarily in this matchup, not in this matchup, just in general as a hero, is he's very easily roamed upon. I mean, you have that defensive Astral, but if you don't have TP support coming to help you, I mean, you just pop out and you're still as dead as you were a couple of seconds ago without help. So easily roamed upon, very squishy hero, no real way out until you get something like the Force Staff to try and escape. So we'll see if they do try to roam back there again with the Mirana and the Shadow Demon. They very, very well could do that.
Now, it's interesting to note that the way they're dealing with this Nyx not getting the levels is just simply having him be solo, with the Mirana and Shadow Demon roaming around for kills and being annoying against his Doom.
Yeah, so it's more of a support Mirana than a support Shadow Demon, Nyx Assassin, which kind of hard for us to tell at the start until about now, just because we don't know. We don't really know New Wave's lineup and who plays what heroes, so it's kind of hard to guess who's in what position until we see it happen. So
and Doom could be in so much trouble right now. This time the Soul Catcher, but the arrow misses.
That should pretty much never happen. He will get out all right with the Scorched Earth regen helping him out. But he's actually sticking around, I guess, a little bit. But well, he'll fall back now, and yeah, this Jungle Doom just won't really do too hot against this roam combination. He'll just never feel safe, and I don't know, at least the Sand Kings can do okay, because 1v1 against Nyx, it really shouldn't be too much of a problem. Oh, bottom lane. Yep, they do find the Weaver. And, well, he will go down. The Shackle, really nice long disable, and Razor is, okay, yeah, he's going for the full levels in Static Link, so no surprise there, but gonna go on max Plasma Field for just that maximum burst damage, but goes for the more typical build here, and should be more than enough to help suck this Weaver away. And the thing about Sakuchi and Static Link is, just like with Disruption, Static Link goes straight through it, and it doesn't matter if you're Sakuchi'd, it stays on you, and you can keep following the Weaver, and you'll know exactly where he is, even while he's Sakuchi'd, as long as you're in range for that link.
As you see, once again, Doom is being harassed by the solo Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon playing really ballsy. He's going to be able to get out with the disruption though, but Doom realizing that he wasn't actually in any danger.
Yep, and he'll be fine. Sand King rotating out of the lane to maybe try and help out there, but not really going to find much of anything there. And, well, bottom lane, Zizou has picked up an Invis Rune, so might go for another kill on this Weaver. He is coming in from the backside. There is the Templar Assassin with a haste rune, maybe thinking about heading down here as well. But no, she heads back towards middle, so will not be there. And this invisibility rune, there should be a Hex to lead off here in just a second whenever Razor decides to join the party.
As Weaver, he kind of knows something is wrong, but he's going to be in so much trouble right now. Surely it's going to come out in a few moments. Gets the shackle off, gets the ward.
And while we were watching this, just waiting for that to happen, mid lane, looks like there were 2 kills on the OD and the Sand King both going down. Looks like the TA was there as well as the Nyx Assassin, or is that top lane? Okay, so there were kills in both lanes, in top and mid lane, I suppose. But nice finds there by New Wave, while at the same time TCN spending a lot of time bottom trying to find that Weaver. So they do get that kill, but they lose 2 in return.
Yeah, Nyx is already level 6 right now, and he's having pretty good farm right now, the highest last hitter in the game. 29 and 11.
Yeah, he's actually got quite a bit, and I mean, the Sand King doesn't really stand much of a chance in this lane. Doom is now working his way in towards this lane. He's still just level 4 this far into the game, and that jungle hasn't been really working out too brilliantly for him. He's been bothered quite a bit, and, well, we'll see if he finds a way to catch up, because as soon as you get 6 on Doom, you can already make an impact, so it's not the worst thing in the world, but he'd like to be having a bit of a faster start than this. We do see the stun up from Gasha Monster, trying to do some damage to Lion, but it'll just force him back. And he does take a bunch of tower shots for his trouble as well.
Where he has like a whole bunch of regen he's never had to use because that Sand King just never punished him.
There's be ganks bottom and top at the same time by each team. There's going to be a disruption into Arrow in the top lane. Arrow will land. Should be a kill. I'm just going to go ahead and, yep, there it goes. And then bottom lane, the Weaver getting gone on by Verna, Quix, and Zizou. But can actually catch him. Static Link, like I said, is keeping track of him, but they have the speed to actually catch up to him and do more damage. They need to find... Okay, the Plasma Field just barely catching with the full distance. Quick's basically getting that kill without the help of Zizou and Verna. He just kind of sold Weaver by himself, but at least they were there for moral support.
Just look how much damage that Static Link's doing. 168 damage stolen. He's literally hitting for 300 a hit.
Yeah, Weaver generally makes up for... You don't have to go boots right off the bat because of Shikuchi typically, but against a Razor, there's just no way for him to really get out of the Static Link range without having the boots. Like, it's a no boots Weaver versus a phase boots Razor. Like, there's... You wish Shikuchi, you just can't get away from that speed.
I put the math into my calculator and it made a sad face.
Yeah, pretty much. And, well, Shadow Demon Mirana looking for Doom once again. Not going to find him. Those satyrs like, get off my bro, and they'll force him back. And
OD does have a double damage rune.
Oh, DD rune for a Rise. He has his ultimate ready as well if he wants to use it, but here comes the Shadow Demon. Will the ultimate get thrown out here? Yes, it will. Gets 1 kill, helps secure the second, and a nice find for them. 4 heroes killing off 2, so... Not losing that much in the process, I guess. And the Razor's also farming bottom at the same time, so very nice for TCN there. They take the kill lead with that turnaround, and well, gotta be feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, it's one of the few disadvantages you have as we see the NXL all going in for the kill. Might be able to take it out as the Rise in a whole bunch of trouble, but he's going to be able to get out. Just running away from that.
Weaver getting Static Link. Oh, sorry, not Weaver. The Nyx Assassin getting Static Link. He's losing a ton of damage. He's just going to have to eat this and die, I think. And there's really no way out for him. Oh, one more right click. We'll finish him off. This Razor... This is one of those situations where people are just funneling themselves to the bottom lane and just dying to Razor. I don't know. This just happens. Like it's always really funny when this happens because you want the heroes to get levels in this solo lane. Oh my god, that right click on Mirana, Jesus, taking so much damage. But yeah, Razor's just kind of killing all comers right now. Top lane, gonna see a burrow strike. Is there a Doom to follow up? No, he's not even level 6 yet. So Weaver might make his way out of here with Shikuchi. And well, can eat a tango and try and get out of here. Looks like he will be fine.
Yeah, it is worth noting right now that I would say that TCN, they are the favored in the mid-game with that OD, with that Sand King, and...
Mid lane, Soul Catcher Disruption being used, but OD TPing in as well. Hex used on NXL. Shackle being used as well, helps burn through that refraction charges. Nice disruption before she could use the Melt Strike on Zizou, maybe finishing him off, so... Nice save from Arise with that disruption.
And yeah, we do see that in the rest of the lanes, things are slowly starting to go TCN's favor. But overall, surprisingly, the farm is actually rather equal at the moment. It's about 1k in favor of TCN right now in terms of gold. Well, experience is actually pretty far in favor of TCN at the moment. Those kills really coming in handy.
Oh, Nyx Assassin. Okay. Vendetta used top to kill off the Doom. Okay. Pretty quick kill. Did miss that one, but Doom does go down, and decent damage potential from this Nyx. Like you said, I mean, his levels, he's already level 8 right now, so he's got the full level in Impale, leveling up that mana burn as well now. So his burst damage only going to get a little bit stronger as we go forward. He's going to do a lot of damage to that OD if he mana burns him in the future.
Now the question is, what does he go for after this? Do you go for the more usual Blink Dagger to go for that initiation, or do you just say that you've got a level advantage, you've got a gold advantage right now, just go for a lot of these, try and make it so your burst could take out these more tanky heroes with the Dagon?
I think it's going to be the Blink this game. I mean, they do have the Shadow Demon Disruption to help set up, but other than that, I mean, TA might get a Blink, but she's not what you would consider an Initiator, per se. Like, they do need someone with a Blink Initiator who can jump on them from a distance, and I think it has to be Nyx Assassin this game. I don't see any other hero doing it until Shadow Demon can farm up like a Force or something like that, but that's a long way off. He's just a support, so I think Nyx will be the one to get that Blink Dagger this game.
Now, it's worth noting that she isn't actually going for a Blink Dagger first. This Templar Assassin, she's picked up a Blade of Agility, basically.
Yeah, so, yeah, she's going to go for a Yasha first here. So, typically you see a Blink or a Midas most times on the TA, so interesting to see the Yasha first. And, I mean, it's certainly good, don't get me wrong, but, I don't know, we'll see how it pans out. It's just not the typical build we see these days. Almost always we see the Midas first recently, so not going to be going for that this game, though.
Lion is going to be a little bit careful as this Nyx Assassin is just look at that tower range, barely almost not spotting a Nyx right there as he is waiting. They don't know he's there, but you can just tell.
Razor once again, dominating streak. They do kill off the Mirana with the help of Zizu. The two disables on Shadow Shaman are just... It's easy to underestimate it, and you really can't afford to do that. Razor will grab the last hit in the bottom tower as well, so he's having a great game. Has drums and a Ring of Basilius already done. He can work towards an Aghanims right now if he wants to, and if he does, he's already well on his way, but he'll be the mech builder this game.
Yep, he's almost twice the net worth of the second highest hero, which is a 6k compared to the 4k on the TA. The TA actually having a pretty good time mid here.
Yeah, she's done alright. I mean, the roam on the OD has certainly helped a lot. OD spent some time trying to find kills in sidelines, whereas TA spending most of her time just middle farming away. Arrow barely missing on OD. Very, very close. If they landed that, would have been probably a kill there, as Razor does finish that mech up very quickly. He's, like you said, the net worth, he's completely jacked right now.
Sand King may have to be a little bit careful, but it looks like they are going for a gank on middle with the smoke.
Yep, they don't really know. Well, they don't go really opt for the Sand King. That probably would have been the easier kill, but they do want this OD very badly. He has gone this Midas, so they do want to punish him. But Dire actually coming up, going to try and punish this themselves, trying to catch out the Shadow Demon. Zizu on the chase, but I mean, just a Shadow Shaman with brown boots. Can't find that, and, well, they're sit in line and wait. Verna getting very close to his Blink Dagger, actually up to a 1.6k gold, so very close to that himself, and they have 4 heroes mid, so they probably want to get something out of this, but we'll see if they actually do.
Yeah, we do see that all these blinks on, all these important heroes are slowly coming to be. We do see the disruption coming out. The ward trap, will it trap? Yeah, it will. But TA should be able to get out there, but the static link comes out. Razor stealing so much damage.
Yeah, he's got a ton of damage now, and with the mech and with the drums, how did they kill this hero? He's just way too jacked right now. The damage just isn't there. TA getting blown up. They need one more plasma field or something to finish her off, but no, she'll back off. Weaver is being forced to TP in, but what can he actually do? He has a Ring of Aquila. He's got no damage. He's got no real defensive ability. He's just going to take a bunch of hits and back off. And he probably should have just kept farming. There's really nothing he can add to this fight.
We see Nyx's here is kind of waiting, hoping someone jumps in a little bit too aggressive, but he's just going to use that Vendetta on the range creep. Like, super duper overkill. But either way, that's going to be a tower and a bunch of kills for TCN, and TCN are surely increasing their advantage right now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we can take a look at the graphs now that the first tower has fallen on gold. Gold graph working towards that 7.5k lead. XP not quite as far ahead, but they have that tower advantage now, killing that tier 1 middle. Very nice tower to kill, and they have the tier 1 bottom as well. So the jungle, not a safe place for New Wave at this point in time. TCN, a couple of, I mean, there's some good plays for New Wave at the start, but ever since then, I mean, it's been working more and more in their favor, and their experience showing off in their rotations and how effective they're taking fights so far. With this 8-5 kill lead, it's not outstanding, but just over time, if you just keep taking small advantages like this, you'll be very far ahead. So they're playing it very smartly so far.
I'd say the main mistake that we saw was that we had this Piranha and Shadow Demon. They're running around. They're only actually level 6 right now. In fact, Shadow Demon is still level 4. They're running around, not getting experience, not getting, farm for ordinary lanes. But during all their ganking, they didn't really do anything at bottom. They didn't try to gank once. And Razor and, Shadow Shaman are not exactly the most durable lineup.
The problem is when you commit, like, a dual roam supports, like, especially with someone like Mirana, who's only strength as a support is her roam mobility and hitting arrows. And when you're not finding enough kills to make that worth it, she just completely falters without farm, and then it's just not worth it. You need to dominate the lanes to have it be worth it, and it just didn't happen for them. And that's kind of why they find themselves where they are now, with no real catch-up mechanic with a support Mirana that just really doesn't add anything into a 5v5 team fight.
The Seed Razor coming in.
Yeah, easiest kill.
Double burrow coming out. Lovely stuff.
Yet. Doom and Shackle being used. Here comes the Razor. He's going to work with his ultimate. Ultimate will help churn through those refraction charges eventually, but actually Quick's taking a fair bit of damage here. Even with the static link on, he's training a ton of damage, but oh my god, nice burrow strike, catching out 2 or 3 heroes there, and they just clean up. Triple kill for the Razor, and I mean, this guy, he just runs right in the middle of the fight. He doesn't care. He doesn't have a BKB. He just has drums, mech, but he got them so damn early that New Wave has nothing to deal with it, and they're going to take 2 towers here top lane, and they're just... Oh, they call GG. I'm not 14 and a half minutes. I'm not surprised. It's not over by any means, but, well, obviously it is now, but they just had no way back. The support Mirana not working at all.
That's a little bit of a shame right there, as in the roaming just didn't work out for them, and that Razor just got so jacked so quickly that as soon as TCN started grouping up for the fights, there was just nothing that New Wave could do.
Yeah, so a very, very easy game 1 for TCN. We do expect them to win. They are the favorites, but that was just game number 1 in this best of 3 series, so we'll see if New Wave can bounce back, take game number 2, and maybe game number 3. But it's going to be a hard hill to climb. We'll be right back after the break. Some music, maybe an ad or 2, and then we'll be right back with game number 2 of the series.